Warning: the following show features foul language and crappy opinions said either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the Riff Report and the producers must insist that no one attempt to repeat any vocabulary or shoot any malort featured on the show. Welcome to the Riff Report After Hours. I don't know why I have to do that every time. This is the corner of the internet where we get a little goofy, we get a little fun, we get a little drunker. Come on, Ryan. We're gonna take a little shot skis with y'all. Thanks for being here with us. We'll dink it and sink it. Oh, so bitter.
I'll have another.
Give me one more. Pussy. Hell yeah. Yeah, we talk about stuff here. We talk about stuff on Wednesdays, but be a little more opined on this one. I think we've got a fun one today. I don't know. I know yeah, we'll definitely find out. We'll talk about it. This format today, a little game that we're gonna play that I'm pitting you against on is deleted from the canon. We're gonna pick a band and we're gonna go through lightly their whole discography, chat about it. When we get to the end, we're taking one out of this list. Gone, goodbye, you're out of here, you piece of shit. We're gonna club you on the head individually and then slit your throat individually. Here on the Riff Report.
It's efficient.
Exactly. Right. Come on. And our uniforms are white. Yeah. So the band I picked today, and I'm starting to see we've got. If I would have had a nickel for every time we talked about a Spanish-centric band on the Riff Report, today I would have 2 nickels, and it's weird that this happened twice. But this will be the second reference that we have this week on the Riff Report. The band I've chose is the Mars Volta. We're going to go ahead and dissect a little bit their discography, and we're going to get rid of a fucking album because they got a lot. And maybe they changed a little bit too much. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it on the Riff Report. But let me take a swig, and then we'll get right into it because I have a problem. Alrighty, y'all. So first up, for the Mars Volta, I'm only doing full album releases.
Yep.
We've got Deloused in the Comatorium, released in 2003. Not the year that I started listening to the Mars Volta. I got them sometime in high school, so like 5 or 6 years later. It was like 2009, 2010. We had just gotten later Octahedron. But yeah, I got into them with Deloused. I had some friends. So in high school, I was like the like classic 90s like multicultural like gang of just like kids in high school. Because I went to Berea, and a lot of my friends were from Andrews family. Well, they weren't from Andrews. They were from other countries, or their parents were, and then all that. But yeah, me and Jordan were like the white guys in the group. So, the things I listened to. Bullet for My Valentine, Chiodos, Emery, fucking Under Oath. You know what I mean? Classic Western
white
metal stuff.
Shit.
White people shit, exactly. And then I started hanging out with worldly individuals, and one of those bands was the Mars Volta. And the first time I heard this album, I fell in love. I was like, whoa, you can make this kind of music and it sounds good? What's going on? And I've just been following ever since, so... yeah, great album, which I hear was worked on with Flea on bass. That's dope.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't.
Flea was the
know
bassist
that,
on this album. Yeah, Ava. I was talking about it on Wednesday. Ava Gardner, the bassist now, who was a founding member and founding bassist of the Mars Volta, She left after their EP Tremulant, and Flea took over on this album. Now, I need to see if John Frusciante also worked on this album. I don't know if this was the one, but I know he's been involved with these guys. This was also the only album to feature their founding member Jeremy Ward, who had died of an apparent heroin overdose 1 month before the album was released. So, no, I don't think John Frusciante was on this one. Yes, he was. He did some guitar and synthesizer treatment.
Oh, nice.
On the song Cicatraz. So, yeah, cool album. It's a good first album, honestly. I think, in the grand scheme of things. Ryan, what did you think of this album? Was this one of the 2 you were into by these guys?
Yeah, it sure was.
Hell yeah. Right on.
This is... So I was a At the Drive-In fan when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So I knew about these guys putting together this new project. At the time, I didn't I enjoyed it, but I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now.
Right.
And that is because I was looking for At the Drive-In. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had that.
You had an expectation that wasn't met.
Correct.
Right.
And I was young, so I didn't get, why doesn't it sound like that?
Right.
But this album is debatably their most aggressive, most powerful in the lineup, and is to this day my favorite release by these guys.
Hell yeah.
I love it. It's got enough of the raw power and aggression that At the Drive-In had, while also introducing what we would expect from the Mars Volta going forward.
Right.
Some of this more experimental.
Keep saying your thing. I forgot. I should be wearing my hat right now. I'm gonna go grab that. Just give me a second. You keep talking about what you're saying. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I know. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, it's got a nice mix of power, punk rock, with an angstiness, with also having that nice, like, progressive experimental vibe, that they're about now.
Right.
Tyler, I'm not seeing you. Is there a reason I'm not seeing you?
I don't know. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you. That'll make this interesting, but hey, there you are, buddy.
All right. Hell yeah. Sick.
But yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, this is my favorite album by them. The second track on the album, I love it. It's powerful. It's fast.
Right.
And yeah, I will definitely recommend this to lots of people because it's amazing work. Right. And like you said, it's a good first record. I think it's a phenomenal first record.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of bands come out right out
as
the fucking bat
strong as they did on this one. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I loved your reference to Inertiatic ESP. Honestly, one of my favorite tracks of all time. The second track on the album.
Yep.
Solid. I quote it all the time.
Good.
Now I'm lost. So good.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So good.
Right. All right. Let's get through this second one. Next up, their second album was Francis the Mute, released in 2005. Little departure from their first album. Some crazy looking album art. Now, it took me a while to get into this one. It was in fact the first and the third album that were my third one. They were my heaviest listens. Nope, fourth one. 1 and 4. So it took me a little bit, but just in the last like few years, this album specifically, songs from this album have been popping on my playlists a lot more just through shuffle. So I've been gaining a little bit more of an appreciation of Francis the Mute. Which is
Yep.
awesome. The first song I'd heard from this, I had like a Santana playlist going on because I was super into Moonflower a few years back.
Weird.
What do you
I mean,
mean?
not weird that you're into Santana. I'm just saying
Right, okay.
weird that this
It was
would
weirdly
pop up on
specific.
there.
Okay.
I mean, it's not weird, but it just threw me off. It put me off guard for a second.
All right. It's specifically the song La Via La Vaquez, the third song on this album. Now you can see why. Right.
Yeah.
Solid fucking track. Now, there was, I don't know what band I was using to start my playlist, but I get some Mars Volta on the song. I believe it's Cassandra Gemini, just the regular
Yeah.
title, first part. That would show up on a playlist, and it was always my like coming back down from my workflow state. This song would be playing, I'd be like, oh shit, Mars Volta, nice, you know. So I've gotten a
Yeah.
big appreciation for that one. But the Widow's really good. All the, I guess, changes to Cassandra Gemini that they did,
Yeah.
or whatever that they have
Solid.
going on. Yeah, exactly. Pretty good fucking record too, honestly. I don't hate this one either. Glad I got into it.
Yeah, this was the last record that I listened to by the band, and
Okay.
it is no slight to the band. I just kind of got into different kinds of music and
Right.
didn't feel the need to fucking keep up with them. I was happy with these two records, and that's what I listened to when I listened to the Mars Volta.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, mainly Deloused in the Comatorium, but
Exactly.
Francis the Mute, I like this album a lot. I think it's
Oh yeah.
a very good follow-up. It is definitely more experimental,
Right.
definitely a little more all over the place. Definitely more drawn out.
That's for sure.
Which you will find out throughout this episode. The drawn out aspect of their songs is what puts me off now.
Oh. Okay.
I
Interesting.
don't I appreciate the progressiveness of it and the experimentation, but I definitely can see in this album how a couple of the songs could have been cut up into other songs.
Right. Okay.
But I'll take it the way it is. But track 3, again, a trend for this episode. I'm gonna probably avoid trying to say track names because I don't want to butcher it.
Right.
Also, I don't want to give myself an aneurysm trying to pronounce Spanish
Right.
that I don't
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, track 3 is probably my favorite. It's super vibey. It's super catchy.
Right.
It's got a pretty fucking kick-ass like guitar break at 3:37 when after the track slows down and then picks back up.
Right.
That
Killer.
makes so much sense how it goes on a Santana playlist.
Exactly.
Definitely similar guitar styles to Santana at that point in the song.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I approve of Francis the Mute.
Nice. Hell yeah. I love to hear that. Gringos are listening to Spanish music, bro. Sick. All right. Let's see. Third album we've got released is Amputexture. Released in 2006. This is an album I'm not gonna say completely. I don't know much of. I really don't. There's a couple songs, Viscera Eyes. and Vermicide that have popped on before in my playlist. But those are
Yeah.
really the only two that I know. Um, but yeah, it's they're continuing that experimental trend. Uh, but it's still, that's the thing about Mars Volta is the fact that they're labeled as like a progressive experimental, sort of band. Like they can just kind of do whatever and it all sounds the same as long as Cedric's on there and Omar does his like crazy little like tweedleys and shit. It's just like, oh yeah, that's a Mars Volta track, like easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't really think it's a departure at all. Um, yeah, it's just it's classic. You know what I mean? And I feel
Yeah.
like that's how it snuck under my radar a little bit more, is because maybe I have listened to more of this album, but because I could just immediately like knock it off as a Mars Volta track and be like, that's fine, it's cool. I don't
Yeah.
need to know which one it is. I've listened to a lot of them, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. So, like I just said, Francis the Mute is where I kind of stopped.
right.
So, given this homework that I took on today,
Hmm.
um, just diving into the fucking discography of Mars Volta,
Yeah.
I'm basing the rest of my opinions based off of basically once overs.
Right.
Um, so don't get mad at me. I only know a little bit,
Right.
but that was a very Donald Trump thing to do
Yeah, a
right
little
there.
bit. Yeah, sorry.
Um,
Sorry, viewers. We're not like that. We
yeah,
swear.
no, I'm not. Um, but yeah, this one was fine. It didn't wow me, but it didn't put me off.
Right.
Um, Viscera Eyes was probably my favorite track on the album. It was solid. I love the fucking bass, guitar lines in that fucking track, as well as the like subtle guitar that like ticka, 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 ticka in the
Right.
background.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, vibe. Um, yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. It was fine. I literally don't hold LP3s to very high standards within
Right.
bands. That usually is when a band kind of like is like at a point where they've either like August Burns Red just continued on with what they've been doing
Right.
and they never change, or
Exactly.
that's where a band tries to get creative or reinventive.
Yeah.
And most, I don't want to say most of the time, but a lot of the times LP3 typically misses the mark a little bit.
Exactly.
And this is kind of where I stand with that. It didn't blow me away, but it wasn't bad.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I agree with you on that one. All right, fourth album we are going to talk about for a hot sec is the album The Bedlam in Goliath. This is my it's not my is this my favorite? This one's my favorite, honestly, out of all of their albums. As much as I love Deloused, this is the one I've listened to the most. We've got a, I'm not gonna say fun little story with it, but we got a lot of great songs on here. Um, it just immediately punches you in the face with Abernicula, Aberrincula, excuse me. Metatron, Elena, Goliath specifically. Let's see, Tourniquet Man, and Escapios. I love all those. Ouroboros. They're just all great. They're all great fucking songs. Now, the background behind this, I don't know if you read up on this album, Ryan, but I'm looking up on their Wikipedia now, but let's see, on a trip to in Jerusalem, Rodriguez Lopez Omar purchased an archaic Ouija type talking board at a curio shop as a gift for Cedric. They would return to their tour bus after shows, to play with it during their tour with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it became their ritual. Um, let's see. The board was dubbed the Soothsayer. Their second to last song on this album. It revealed stories, names, and made demands, and they were contacted by 3 different people who appeared in the form of one, referred to as the Goliath. The more they interacted with it, they had a lot of coincidences plaguing their experience writing and recording this album. Their drummer was let go from the tour, or the band mid-tour. Let's see. Cedric needed surgery on his foot because of the shoes he was wearing, forcing him to relearn how to walk. Audio tracks sporadically disappeared from the studio's hard drives. Omar's home studio flooded and was subject to power outages. And the album's original engineer went through a nervous breakdown, leaving behind all previous work with no notes as to where anything was. The engineer was stated saying, "I'm not going to help you make this record. You're trying to do something very bad with this record. You're trying to make me crazy, and you're trying to make people crazy." So they had to re-record it from scratch, and yeah, here it is. So crazy fucking album, dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking dude. This album,
Yeah.
for me, it's funny that you'd say that story because, but and it kind of makes sense now that I
Yeah.
think about the whole thing in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Kyle, our buddy from Soothsayer Hot Sauce, and see. He used to have a Soothsayer shirt that had a picture of a Ouija board on it,
Oh.
and I wonder if maybe that's a reference that
If it
I didn't
is,
catch before.
he needs to either re-release it, or I'm gonna ask him very nicely to print out a shirt for me. It'd be so cool.
I mean, I don't think that there is an option to just print one for you,
Yeah.
but I don't think that it's out of
The realm of releasing.
Yeah, out of the reach to get that re-released, maybe.
Right.
At least maybe in a small quantity.
Exactly.
But yeah, I gotta talk to him about that because that's pretty cool.
That man was
yeah,
at the Mars Volta show, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
I feel like
Dude goes to a lot of shows, so
Yeah.
it's quite possible.
Well, I just remember because either that next week, because I was at that show that weekend with Jordan, and then I'm pretty sure we got some sauce from the guy. We got a re-up from him and Nick. And I had the hat on and everything, and you guys were chatting, and he was like, "Oh, dude, we were at blah blah blah," and then we heard Mars Volta was at the Salt Shed, so we had to go, and then I pulled out the hat and everything. Sick, if I remember correctly. But
yeah, I mean that kind of rings a bell. So
right. Hell yeah, sick.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him. But ultimately, my thoughts on this album. This is an album I'm super happy that I was assigned this
the homework.
This homework for.
Right.
This is definitely a runner for my favorite Mars Volta album.
It's fucking solid, and like that's the thing. So like Deloused was great. They kind of kept it going with change a little bit of Francis, but then Octahedron or Amp Texture came out, and it was like, all right, you guys are kind of doing the same thing. Like, what's going on? This album got fucking groovy, dude. Like, I will pop this whole album on anywhere, anytime. When I'm like, I want to listen to Mars Volta, I'm popping on a song from this album, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know, depends on how I'm feeling, but 9 times out of 10, I'm choosing this album. So it's fucking solid.
Yeah, I won't lie. I looked up a handful of Mars Volta album rankings to kind of get some like just outside influence a little bit, just like to kind of get
see what everyone else kind of thought, like how yeah, exactly.
And you know, with a band like the Mars Volta, one being experimental and progressive, and two having a pretty deep catalog of music. Of course, those rankings are kind of all over the place.
Exactly.
So I took the explanations a little more
Right.
to heart than the actual rankings themselves.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
also, also, I'm not a fucking sheep, so I make my own damn decision.
There you go.
But the funniest thing that I saw was the Hard Times has a ranking list of the Mars Volta,
Okay.
and for this album for the Bedlam and Goliath,
Okay.
I'm gonna quote it. It says, "Do you like drums? You better fucking like drums because this album is 96% drums.
Jesus.
It's it's basically an hour and 15-minute drum solo."
That's crazy.
And it says, "Some of my friends like this album the most. I need new friends," which is rough.
Damn.
Um, but he's not wrong.
It's a
The
lot of
drums
drums.
on this album are on point.
Exactly.
They are busy. They are all over the place.
Yep.
They are showing skills.
Exactly.
And for a prog album, I was a giant Between the Buried and Me fan for a long time. They were my favorite band for probably a decade, if not longer. And I appreciated from a progressive band the just sheer fuckery.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you don't want your average band to be doing that kind of shit on a regular basis because then
Right.
you're gonna be like, all right, this guy's a
Alright.
show off.
Exactly. Right.
But in this setting,
I think it was
oh
kind of
wow,
appropriate. Exactly. One other little note I want you to do if whenever you get like a free couple minutes or whatever, check out a free 10 minutes. Check out the video to Goliath specifically. It's just funny as shit. Like it's cool. You may not get it, but about halfway through ish, um, there's just a funny little moment that happens. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's around the 5 minute mark. On the
okay.
video. Yeah, they're playing like outside of some fucking warehouse or something. And it's just hilarious. I love it. And that's what kind of got me like a little bit more into the band specifically is just how human this video is. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, that's a fair point, and I appreciate that outlook. You know, I have seen plenty of music videos, especially nowadays. Like
Right.
I watch more music videos than I
Yeah.
ever have.
Right.
Or at least matches my energy from high school years where I like watched a ton of music videos.
Just nothing but music videos. Right.
But yeah, you should invest yourself into as many aspects of a band as possible because like when you listen to the music, you could easily think that these guys take themselves way too seriously.
Right.
But yeah, to have that to see the visual, like, okay, these guys are actually pretty chill.
Right. Yeah. Sick. Alrighty. I'm gonna go move us on to the next one because we got several more to get through. Then make our decision. Next up, I've mentioned this a couple of times. Once on accident, once because I needed to. The album is Octahedron, released in 2009. This is the second album that I did not really follow. Once again, same deal. I listen to Mars Volta all the time, so I'm sure it's popped around. I feel like Teflon is familiar, but I don't know. I don't really recognize it, but this just really, I don't know. Like this song felt a little bit more back towards their chill songs. You know what I mean? Their drawn out songs. And like listening to a little bit more just to talk about some shit here on this episode specifically. Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm not surprised and I'm happy I kind of missed out on this one. It sounds like a lullaby, almost through and through. It's just calm, it's ambient, it's acousticy sounding, it just I don't know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
TBH.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you for this album. Not great. I could easily probably never listen to this album again and not be super upset.
Right.
The sixth song, Cotopaxi,
Yeah.
That's a jam.
Exactly.
So that's like one of those where I'm like, all right, you contributed something. There's a single here.
Exactly.
The rest of it, yeah, it's pretty sleepy. I do remember reading somewhere that they claimed that this is their pop album, that this was you know,
All
they're
right.
going for a pop side.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't get I don't get that.
I don't get that either. Honestly.
I mean, when I think of pop, I think of definitely upbeat.
Right.
Um, but I mean, pop can mean a lot of different things, but um, I would imagine that the majority of it be more upbeat for a pop album. This is
Exactly.
not that.
This isn't really
This
that.
is a
Exactly.
this is a go to sleep album,
Yeah.
except when you finally fell asleep with Twilight as my guide, and then fucking Cotopaxi comes in and is just like,
Whoa.
wake up.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, the end of this album is a little bit better. Like halfway through Desperate Graves, or like more towards the end,
Yeah,
it definitely picks
yeah,
up and it's like, all right, it took you, come on, like you had a great song, just keep it fucking going.
yeah,
Copernicus, eh. Luciforms though, that one's a good end to the album, I think. It takes a while to pick up once again, but it's pretty good. So But yeah, it was the last album to feature Thomas Pridgeon on drums and John Frusciante with guitar. So I got a couple of new guys in here, I guess. And they didn't get it. Yeah, that's about it on that one. Not much to talk about with that. Let's
nah.
move it on. Let me get back to my thing. Let's see. We got my third favorite album from these guys. I own this one on vinyl. It's the only Mars Volta album I have on vinyl. It makes me sad. But it is 2012's release, Noctourniquet. This one I felt like was the best balanced in terms of their drawing out songs, jamming a little bit more, and then some, not poppier, but things that pop a little bit faster, shit like that. This was when I really realized how, like, once again, how immersed they get in their releases. Yeah, it was 2009. Yep. The record itself, the inside like track and lyric list
Yeah,
comes
the
with not quite the
insert.
sleeve. I don't think it's the insert. Yeah, exactly. The insert. Um, on the inside comes paired with a pair of like 3D glasses, like the red blue 3D glasses, and you can look at the insert and it pops everything out in like 3D. It's
That's
fucking
awesome.
badass. Yeah, exactly.
That's some tool shit right there.
That's right, exactly. So there's quite a few songs on here that I'm not really a fan of. But it's pretty much the beginning and the end. Like the first song and the last song on this album are what I'm into. The Whip Hand just has a great start. Um, I don't know exactly how to describe it. What kind of music? It's just weird, but in a good way. And then Zed and Two Knots. That was the song that got me into this album. It showed up on a playlist, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, and felt I like how the chorus plays out. You know what I mean? I like Cedric's lyrics. This is what really showcased that for me, and it's just super cool. So I'm a big fan of this one. It's definitely a contender for my favorite, besides like Bedlam and Deloused. So yeah, huge fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I also agree. This one, throughout my perusing of the internet,
Right.
did not a lot of people rank this very high.
So
Um,
sad.
but it I like what you said about it's very balanced.
Right.
Um, it is all aspects of the Mars Volta's previous career, um, but like mixed and balanced very well. The whole thing flows really good. Um, And yeah, I'm listening to Zed in Two Knots right now. Fucking solid song.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the intro song, the whip hand, it's a really good intro. Gets you going into the whole thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. You pretty much covered it. It
All right.
was definitely higher up there on the
Uh-huh.
list for me. I don't
Right.
know if I have it quite as high as you do, but um overall, pretty fucking solid.
Hell yeah. To note as well, this was the last album we got from the Mars Volta, and we're thinking that that was it because of specifically disagreements and drama between the two guys who are the Mars Volta, Cedric and Omar. They just probably had enough time together between At the Drive-In and the Mars Volta. Also, this is right after this is when Cedric joined the Church of Scientology. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that had a hand in it, but he got real weird after that. You know what I mean?
Well, and
Just by
also
joining
they had another project, Adamansky or whatever.
anti-mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's there you go. And when did that come out?
Um. Shit. Let me see. That was they formed that in 2014 after they squashed their beef.
Okay, yep. So that's right after that would be our next release after Noctourniquet.
Yeah. But yeah, they had their self-titled album, and then let's see, we got 8 songs from an album, an upcoming release for Anti-Mask in 2015 called "Saddle on the Atom Bomb." But as of 2025, according to Wikipedia, it has not been released, and they haven't said anything about it. So I think it's just because they're focused on a little bit later on the At the Drive-In reunion, and then after that,
Right.
which I'm going to segue into the reunion of the Mars Volta in 2022 with the eponymous album, the Mars Volta.
Yep.
Let me get over to that one. Now there was like they had a little unfinished. It's called Landscape Tantrums, released in 2021, which was original recordings of songs off of Deloused and the Comatorium. But I didn't really felt that that was appropriate to bring up because it's just, you know what I mean, some original recordings of their first album. So, but yeah, their the Gold album, the Mars Volta, released in 2022. They had a few singles for this. I really did not listen to this much because I didn't even find out that the Mars Volta got back together until the next album, which is crazy because of how much I love them. I should have known that. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
described as clean slate for the band. This release. They got a few singles: Blacklight Shine, Graveyard Love, and Vigil. All songs very early on in the album. This I feel like I'm gonna say it like this to start off this whole conversation, but I feel like they had too much time apart. You know what I mean? Granted, they had some stuff with the anti-mask and then the At the Drive-In stuff, but when they got back into doing Mars Volta stuff, they're like, dude, we've learned so much. You know, we're older now. It's been 9 or 10 fucking years. You know, this is when they got back into that Santana kind of feeling, which isn't a bad thing. You know, there's a lot of like experimental, guitar and drum and like bongos and shit. Um, but yeah, I kind of fell off on this one, like honestly. I didn't listen to the whole thing a lot all the way through. I picked through some songs. Um, yeah, I don't know what Tourmaline. I'm pretty sure that's yeah, it's 3. Yeah, there's not really any songs on this album that I like immediately recognize. You know what I mean? I couldn't get too far into it, so makes me sad.
Yeah.
But hey, I guess we all grow in different ways. What'd you think about it?
Yeah. Dude, I'm probably gonna surprise you, but I actually really enjoyed this album.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
this it's to me, it's not. It doesn't really give me Mars Volta vibes.
okay.
It kind of feels like a different thing.
Right.
Um, but for a pretty chill, like slightly funky album,
Uh-huh.
slightly groovy, slightly funky, um, a little poppy at
Right.
times.
Yeah.
Um, This is a pretty fucking good album. I'm
Right.
not gonna lie.
All right. Well, cool,
Uh,
man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hell yeah.
yeah, it's not exciting, but it's chill.
Right. And that's
It
necessary
has
sometimes too. Exactly.
yeah, it definitely serves a purpose. I'm into a lot of chill music, and I have my albums that I gravitate toward when I'm feeling in a vibe where I want to just
Right.
like relax. But this is getting added to the mix for
Hell
sure.
yeah. Nice. I'm listening to Flash Burns from Flashbacks. Just enjoy that nice elevator music intro, dude. It's kind of a bop.
Yeah,
Like you're
I
sitting on
just threw it
hold.
on, and
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Sitting on hold on the phone, and that's what's playing, man. That's awesome. It's not a bad
that
thing.
drum that drum beat's pretty sick though. It gives it
Right.
almost like a lo-fi hip hop
A
vibe.
little bit. Hell yeah. All right. Nice. I'm going to I'm gonna bring this one up. I guess it's similar to what I was just talking about with the landscape tantrums, but this next one I'm gonna give a separate point because I guess and I'll explain in a second, but Que Dio te maldiga mi corazón,
Dude, that
which
was good.
thanks, appreciate that. Dude, I just imagine how would Miguel say it, and that's about where I'm at.
Well, it's working.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. They had what the translation for this? Drive in.
It was something I looked it up too.
Oh, here it is. May God curse you, my heart. That's what it stands for.
Or it would probably be my love or my sweetheart or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Is what I was reading.
Okay.
Could
That
be
makes more sense.
translated that way.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. I agree with that. But this is an acoustic rewriting of the previous album, um, the Mars Volta. They're self-titled. So
Mhm.
you've already heard these songs, but
Yep.
yeah, you wanna play this. I guess I was gonna say play it with your sweetheart and salsa dance a little bit, but no, they're asking God to curse their sweetheart. So maybe not. I don't know. If you're into
Yeah.
this, that's cool. But it wasn't bad. It definitely took the tone down quite a bit. And this one's honestly way more chill than the
Yeah.
self-titled. But it's not bad. I don't know. It also has its place. You know what I mean? I know I could play this album with Kat, and she'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck? That's awesome." She loves this kind of music, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really have much else like a big difference, but I did want to just put this in the running. You know what I mean? Because like, what if you like
Yeah.
the self-titled? What if you like this one more? Maybe you think the other one's more appropriate. I don't know. Or not
Yeah.
appropriate, and that's the one that's gone. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I also really like this one too. Um,
Hell yeah.
it takes an already chill album and makes it even more fucking chill.
Right.
And it adds like it's still got percussion in it. So you're not missing the rhythm
Right.
and you know, the beat, but it gives it more like a yeah, just more like a classical Spanish feel.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm like bouncing it back and forth. I might like this one better. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie.
interesting. All right.
For
Cool.
what I would listen to this album
Uh-huh.
or the previous album
Right.
for, this one
Exactly.
might do it a little better for me, you know?
Okay. Hell yeah. That's a good take on it. I like that, dude. You're thinking objectively, and I'm proud of you.
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty. We've got this last album to bring up, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll decide which one's out of here. But this is Lucro Sucio, Los Ojos del Vacío. So proud of myself. But yeah, this is their most recent album released last year. We were kind of talking about it on Wednesday. Where yeah, they toured completely on this on tour with Deftones, and then they had a fall tour that showcased this as well. But yeah, I gotta say this is probably my least favorite. If I, it, maybe it is the one I get rid of, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. It just I saw probably what was it? How many tracks are on here? 18 tracks. Only clocks in at 49 minutes though. They got I want to say a little bit more experimental. They got really electronic with this one. Um Kind of the timeline. I'm trying to think of what I remember with the show. I just played everything in order. I feel like about probably halfway through. Probably about voice in my knives. No, Posidora, I think was when we were like, all right, I think it's time to go home, man. This isn't what we were
Yeah.
expecting, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's chill, just like the
Did,
last one, but not as
did,
acoustic.
any- did anyone open when you saw them?
Yes, there was allegedly two openers. We missed the first one, and then we got in with the second opener. I think it was right before she had started. It was there was a drummer, there was a guitarist, and then there was this chick singing. She also only sang in Spanish, so that right then and there, I looked at my brother and I was like, I'm not saying we're at the wrong show. Like, I got nothing against it, but I was like, this wasn't what we expected at all. Like, dang. But
Yeah.
we got into it. We vibed. We got our drink on. We bought
Yeah.
some merch and shit like that. But it just, yeah, it wasn't. We were, I guess maybe we were expecting just some stuff from Deloused, some stuff from Bedlam. Like,
You're expecting a little more punk rock than
exactly,
what
then
you got.
yeah, exactly. So it doesn't leave a sour taste in my mouth, but it definitely, yeah, I guess I was just personally a little disappointed. I was like, dang, all right, so maybe that has something to do with this album too, but reading up on it, it sounds like they got pretty immersive with this one. Like the actual album cover itself, you bought it on vinyl, the inserts and stuff like that, like there's like texture and embossment to it. Like the whole
Oh
album
hell
cover
yeah.
itself is like kind of like a map or a puzzle or something that, you know, like you're not going to discover all the secrets just by looking at it. Like you need to feel it. You need to, whatever. Like I guess it's crazy. It's crazy immersive. So
Hell yeah. I love it when bands do that
that's
shit.
what I'm saying. Exactly.
I think I used to have. I don't have it anymore. I lost it. It was in my first collection.
Uh-huh.
But I had this record by Thou that had kind of that same deal
Okay.
where it was like everything. The background of the front cover was matte, but all the detail was like glossy.
Okay.
And when you rubbed your hand across it, like you could feel the texture of it.
Right.
It was
Exactly.
pretty sick.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Um. So yeah, this album, it it's it's chill. It definitely is, like you said, a little more experimental. But it's very jazzy. This
Right.
is a jazz record.
Right.
Um, I don't think it quite fits in the discography. I know, like I said, before about the last album, I didn't think that it really felt like a Mars Volta album,
Right.
but this is obviously just a new chapter for the band, so they're
Right.
just different now.
Exactly.
But you want to talk about elevator music?
Yeah.
It's this whole album.
Exactly.
I can absolutely see how. I mean, me 35-year-old that usually has a bedtime of about 11 p.m. On most nights.
Yeah.
I need energy in order to really enjoy a show, and this would not do it for me. This
Exactly.
would make me dread the drive home from fucking Chicago in the thoughts that I'm gonna fall asleep at the wheel.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, and I had
But
to. I
so
remember driving to that show because I went and picked up my brother. That was the day that I texted you that I was pissed off because my maps got me all fucked up when I drove through most of greater northern Indiana just to get to Chicago, and I was like, why? Why is it taking me? I drove by fucking Burnham, dude. Why? Like,
why?
it was
You
insane.
got some bad directions,
That's what
dude.
I'm saying. Exactly. Like right
Your
next to
co-pilot was a fucker.
well, there was no co-pilot. It was just my Google Assistant.
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
Took me like 2 hours, 2.5 hours just to get to Chicago. Like, that's why I missed the first opener. We could have been there on time, but we weren't. It sucked.
Yeah.
Which also could have, once again, I feel like there's a lot of kind of outside factors that are involved in my thought process on this album. That's not really fair, but it is also a really different fucking album compared to a lot of their older stuff. So I'm trying to think that I'm thinking objectively, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there's all the albums that we've gotten from the Mars Volta so far. Not singles, not EPs, just full releases. Pretty solid.
Yep.
I think we get it. Yeah, solid list to talk about. We got some good points out.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me. Do you already have an album in mind?
Yeah. I got
All right.
2.
Okay. Oh. All right. Which one of them?
I actually have 3 now that you gave me a point.
All right.
The first one, I'll make it obvious. Between the self-titled and Koi Dios, there's a point to be made about potentially eliminating one of those because they are very similar.
Exactly.
And as I said, I like Koi Dios
Right.
a little better.
Right.
The other one is Octahedron.
Okay.
I was not a big fan of that one. Or no, I think it is that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't wowed by it. It didn't really impress me.
Right.
It just exists.
Exactly.
And yeah. And then my last one would be Lucro Sucio.
Okay. Gotcha.
That one, I mean, we just talked about it. It
Right.
was pretty boring.
Right.
In my opinion.
I gotcha.
What are your thoughts before we make a final decision? What do you
So if I were to delete, if we're gonna go ahead and pick a couple and then make a decision, I'm also probably gonna get rid of Octahedron. You lied to me, Omar. That is not, or Cedric. It's not a pop record. It's your pop record, but it's not. I just didn't get enough out of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Kind of thinking about those two. I'm trying to decide because, like, I honestly feel like Lucro Sucios has its place. Especially for these guys. Like, I can't get rid of that one for their sake, and honestly for mine. Like, I can't say it's a super boring record, but it would honestly probably sound good on some good speakers on my newly moved record player over here. But I'm thinking between, I got to pick between the eponymous, the self-titled, and Dios. I don't know. I kind of like the electric guitars a little bit more, but I know that the acoustic would definitely work out in my favor a little bit more too. Make the lady happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So
Right. It's just
yeah,
very relaxing.
it is.
The
And
soft
you know what? We get enough.
percussion and the
You know what? All
acoustic
right, you're changing my
guitars.
mind. You're changing my fucking mind. All right, we get enough electric guitar and shit like that
We
from
got plenty
everything
of
else that
that.
they put out. We got plenty of that. That's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'll agree with you, and we'll keep K Dios. Um, but yeah, we've got one album that we both really don't like, or I guess two. Okay, we'll do it like this. Which one do you like the least out of those two, the self-titled or Octahedron?
Um, I absolutely dislike the self-titled less.
Okay,
So
so
I think because I took it in order of how it came out, I really enjoyed the self-titled because a new acoustic version was released
right,
later. Does
uh-huh,
that make that experience any less valuable? Because of that? I
right,
don't think so.
mm-mm. Okay,
So in reality, I honestly think I'm between Octahedron and Lucro Sucio.
okay. Well, personally, I think we needed that, man. We needed it, all right? But Octahedron, I don't think we did. I
We
think
didn't
they
need
could have
that.
I think they could have spent their time a little bit longer, than a
Maybe they
year.
should have broke up a little, broke up
No.
a little bit sooner.
No, I don't. No, I don't think that, because then we wouldn't have gotten Noctourniquet, and I love that album.
Noctourniquet, right?
But if they could have spent an extra year
Yeah, maybe even two.
forming a better, maybe, you know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
really crafting Octahedron, that's gonna be my vote. That's where I'm at.
yeah. All right, I like that.
All right,
I like that.
hell yeah. All right, so Octahedron, let's go ahead and grab that record. Let's go ahead and crumple that shit up.
Throw in the
You're
garbage.
fucking out of here, dude. Deleted
Yeah,
from the
out of
can. I've
here.
never even heard of that. What's an octahedron? I've never heard of that record before. But as an honorable mention, we can just take the self-titled and we'll just file that away.
Yeah, put that away.
We'll just put it away. It's not gone. It's not deleted, but we'll just put that aside.
Yeah.
A little honorable mention. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You don't have to feel completely out of place, octahedron.
exactly. Right.
Um,
Hell yeah.
well,
Solid.
fuck yeah. I'm happy to go through this journey of the Mars Volta with you.
I
And
appreciate that.
I found some new albums that I fucking really appreciate. So
I'm happy for you, dude.
thank you.
Hell yeah, of course, yeah. And
Yeah.
I got a newfound appreciation for some of them that I didn't really get a chance to completely sit down and listen to. You know what I mean? I think I was about due for that. As much as I talk about how much I love them, there's like half the discography that I'm like, I don't know much about it. You know what I mean? So how can I say I'm a true fan? How can I wear this hat if I don't know those fucking albums, dude? I don't want to be a
Yeah, that's
poser.
fair. Yeah, dude.
So here I am.
Yeah.
I'm not a poser.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Good little list.
Well, hell yeah, dude.
I like this format.
Yeah.
I think we should bring this one
I
back
also
eventually.
do.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we play some fun games here and there, but it's nice to really like dive into music and just
Right.
give our thoughts.
It kind of expands on something we did in our early days, where we did like that album or band breakdown or whatever, like feature, like whatever.
Yep.
But we didn't know what the fuck we were doing back then. Now we've got things a little bit more set in stone. We got to crank down a little bit. We're not just trying to give you a million pieces of news all at fucking once. So we're gonna break some shit up a little bit. You know what I mean? And this was good to do. So
yeah, could you imagine if we ran with the old format now? We'd have 5-hour long episodes, guys.
Nah, man.
Nobody wants this.
Nobody. No, I don't even want that, dude. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun. Like always, please like, subscribe, hit that bell icon in the corner so you can get notified when we release new episodes. You can find us on YouTube at the Riff Report News. Please share it with a friend. Follow us on Instagram at the.riff.report. Follow us on Tidal. Search the Riff Report with Ryan and Tyler. Check out our various playlists. And maybe, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, we might put together a nice little playlist of mine and Tyler's favorite songs from all of these albums that we talked about
That
tonight.
sounds fun. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're putting out new episodes every Wednesday morning for your new releases and artist news. Every Friday at 6 p.m. for After Hours, where we turn things down a little bit and have a little bit of fun.
Hell yeah.
So for now, stay loud, stay angry. We'll catch you in the pit.